You are bleeding money every single day, and the worst part is you probably don't even realize it's happening. Not because you're careless, not because you're bad with finances, but because nobody ever sat down with you and showed you where the leaks actually are. And those leaks, they're quiet. They don't scream at you. They just silently drain your account month after month while you're busy living your life, doing your best, trying to make things work. Let's talk about what's really going on. You wake up, you check your bank account, and something feels off. The numbers don't match the effort. You're working hard, you're not living lavishly, you're not buying crazy things, but somehow the money just disappears. And you sit there trying to trace it back, trying to find where it went, and you can't quite put your finger on it. That feeling, that quiet frustration mixed with a little embarrassment and a whole lot of confusion, that's one of the most common feelings people carry silently. And it gets heavier every month. Here's what the smartest people figured out, and it changed everything for them. It's not about making more money, it's about stopping the waste first, because pouring more income into a leaking bucket doesn't fix anything. The water just keeps running out. And when people finally understood that, when they actually identified where their money was escaping, their entire financial situation shifted. Some of them saved hundreds within the first month, not because they suddenly got a raise, but because they stopped funding things they didn't even care about anymore. That's where we're starting today. And look, before we go further, there are related programs linked down in the video description, real, actionable resources that go much deeper than what we can cover here. If you're serious about finally getting ahead, if you're tired of watching money leave without understanding why, those programs exist for exactly that. But honestly, most people scroll past them. Most people watch something like this, feel inspired for a minute, and then go right back to the same patterns. So if you're not ready to actually change, those programs aren't for you. But if you're one of the few who actually wants a different result, they're there waiting. Now let's get into it. The first place money disappears without you noticing is subscription creep. Picture this. 3 years ago, you signed up for a streaming service during a free trial and forgot to cancel. 2 years ago, you downloaded a fitness app and paid for the premium upgrade during a motivation spike. Last year, you got a software trial for something you used twice. These tiny charges, $5 here, $12 there, $14.99 somewhere else, they add up to sometimes over $150 a month going out on autopilot to things you genuinely don't use. And the terrifying part is that many people, when they actually audit their bank statements, find subscriptions they literally cannot remember signing up for. Go through every single charge. If you haven't actively used something in the last 30 days, it goes. No debate, no maybe, gone. The next drain is something people emotionally resist acknowledging. Convenience spending. This is the silent killer of budgets everywhere. It's the delivery fee on top of the service fee on top of the tip. It's the pre-packaged snack at the gas station because you didn't eat before leaving the house. It's the parking you paid because you left too late to find free parking. None of these feel significant in the moment. But when you add up every convenience purchase across a month, most people are shocked. We're talking $50 to $200 depending on your habits. Spent not on something you wanted, but on something you needed in a rushed moment that could have been avoided with a little planning. That's the key word. Planning. And here's something that genuinely stings when you see it clearly. Every single dollar you spend on convenience in a moment of chaos is a dollar that could have been working for you instead. People who understand money don't think about what something costs today. They think about what that money could become. $100 saved this month, consistently invested, compounds into something dramatically larger over years. The cost of impulsive convenience isn't $5. It's the future version of that $5 you'll never see. Let that sit for a second. Now let's talk about something that most financial content completely skips over because it's uncomfortable. Emotional spending. And this isn't about judgment. This is about honesty, because the data is clear. When people feel stressed, they spend. When they feel lonely, they spend. When they feel overwhelmed at work, they spend. Not always big amounts. Sometimes it's just a small purchase to feel a moment of control in a day that feels out of control. And that impulse is deeply human. There's nothing wrong with you for experiencing it. But when it happens repeatedly without awareness, it creates a pattern that slowly and steadily hollows out your finances while providing zero lasting satisfaction. The fix isn't willpower. Willpower is exhausted and inconsistent. The fix is a pause system. Before any unplanned purchase, you pause for 24 hours. Just 24 hours. And what most people discover is that by the next day, they don't actually want the thing. The emotional trigger passed, the urgency evaporated, and the money stayed put. People who implement this one simple rule routinely report saving $60 to $100 a week just from impulse decisions they don't actually follow through on anymore. That's not a small number. Now, here's where things get really interesting, because this is where people start feeling it in a big way. Negotiating bills you already have. Most people assume their bills are fixed. The internet bill is what it is, the insurance is what it is, the phone plan is just the price. And that assumption is costing real money every single month. Providers regularly have promotional rates, loyalty discounts, and competitor match offers that they simply don't advertise. They wait for you to call. People who call and ask, even once a year, often cut their bills by 15 to 40%. That's not a negotiating trick. That's just making one phone call that takes 20 minutes and saves you potentially thousands of dollars over a year. One call, and yet almost nobody does it, because it feels awkward, because they assume it won't work, because they're busy. And so the money just keeps leaving. Let's talk about grocery spending, because this one has both the most pain and the most potential. Most households overspend on groceries by 30 to 50% every single month. Not because they're buying luxury items, but because they shop without a list, buy duplicates of things already at home, let fresh produce spoil before using it, and fall victim to store layouts specifically designed to trigger unplanned purchases. Grocery stores invest millions into psychological strategies to make you spend more. Knowing that changes how you walk through the door. Shopping with a list, eating before you go, and doing one focused weekly shop instead of multiple smaller ones can trim grocery bills dramatically. People who shift to this approach often save between $80 and $200 a month on the same quality of food. Every smart fix you've heard today has something in common. It's not about sacrifice. It's not about living smaller. It's about choosing where your money goes intentionally instead of letting it drift away accidentally. The difference between people who feel financially free and people who feel financially trapped often isn't income. It's awareness. It's systems. It's knowing what to watch, where to stop the leaks, and how to redirect that money towards something that actually matters to you. And the people who make that shift don't regret it for a single second. If you're sitting there right now feeling like this is the message you needed to hear, trust that feeling. It's there for a reason. The related programs in the video description go far deeper into every one of these areas. They're built for people who are done letting money run through their hands and ready to actually take control. Most people will hesitate. Most people will think about it for a while and eventually forget. But the people who act right now, today, while this is fresh and real, those are the people who actually change their situation. The resources are there. The decision is yours.